During the episode of the podcast that was produced by iHeartPodcasts and Pushkin and titled Paul McCartney, A Life in Lyrics, which was broadcast on Wednesday, the music legend, who is 81 years old, discussed the process of writing the lyrics for the 1969 hit song Hey Jude. Along with reflecting on how the song was inspired by his close friendship with John Lennon's firstborn son Julian and the time his bandmate left his first wife, Cynthia, and son to pursue a romance with Yoko Ono, he also noted that Lennon motivated him to maintain a phrase that he pondered modifying. However, he ultimately decided to keep it. In this interview, Paul McCartney discusses how he and John Lennon took a song that was depressing and made it more fun to listen to. What you need to do is move your shoulder in the right direction. When I first heard that, I thought it was simply me trying to block in. By playing the song for him and Ono, who was 91 at the time, the rock singer disclosed that the late icon was successful in persuading him not to change a phrase in the song. I was seated facing this direction when I performed it for John and Yoko in my music room on my psychedelic piano. They were standing behind me, nearly on my shoulder, and they were listening to what I had to say, he said. When Lennon interjected, McCartney stated that he had quickly informed his collaborator that the line that was supposed to be a filler would not be included in the song for much longer. After turning around, I tell John, "Don't be concerned. It is something that I will alter," he revealed. After that, he turned his head to look at me and said, "You won't, you know? It is the most brilliant line, isn't it?" With a duration of 7 minutes and 12 seconds, the line was, of course, retained in the classic song, which at the time became the longest song to ever reach the top spot on the Hot 100 chart. This song has remained one of the most treasured pieces in the Beatles' catalogue due to the positive message that it conveys, despite the fact that it was initially intended to convey only one meaning. During the course of A Life in Lyrics, McCartney also discussed the impact that the smash song from 1968 had. By saying, "Because I know when I've been going through bad times, I don't know, like Linda's illness and consequent death and the breakup of the Beatles," he was referring to the fact that his wife Linda McCartney was diagnosed with breast cancer and passed away because of the disease in the year 1998. Every single one of these things, every single one of these situations in your life, I am aware that you are feeling extremely miserable. It seems as though you are constantly experiencing a pit in your stomach. According to me, the purpose of songs is sometimes to try to communicate with the person who is listening to them and to ask them, "Look, how about this thought?" The artist, who is now 60 years old, has been forthcoming about his feelings regarding the song throughout the years. This is due to the fact that the song was famously composed with Julian in mind. The song, which McCartney stated as being intended to console Mum, and also to console me, was the source of his Drive Up the Wall revelations, which he shared. According to what he shared with the source, it's a beautiful sentiment. There's no question about that, and I'm very thankful. However, it has also driven me uphill. The fact that he composed a song about me and for my mother is something that I really appreciate, but depending on which side of the bed you woke up on and where you are listening to it, it can either be a positive or possibly a little bit irritating. On the other hand, inside of my heart, I cannot think of a single negative thing that I might say about it. Furthermore, McCartney stated, "The lyrics are relevant even in this day and age. Especially with regard to the road I took as a musician, which was to follow in my father's footsteps. They are about making life better and relieving the burden that I have been carrying along. I was able to get in touch with myself and discover who I am via the process of working on the record."